All right, how's everybody doing? Yeah? Excited. All right, we have the fourth um, finalist to bring up, and I happen to have a chance to meet these young people, and I enjoyed it very much. And I think you will too. Closing out the competition is Testify. Testify develops games that personalize the learning experience for students in grades K through 12 by enhancing the ability of the teachers to connect with and understand their students. One of its games, Mind Map, is used by more than 40,000 students in several East Coast school districts. Co-founders Femi Adebogun, maybe, close, okay. We worked on it, but he said he wanted to hear the Nigerian accent. I said, well, this is also a Deep South accent, so I don't know what's gonna come out. And Zach Tasker, both high school seniors who are about to graduate soon, in the Baltimore area will present their proposal. Please welcome Femi and Zach to the stage.
I'm really glad to be in front of you all today. I am 17, and it's really cool being at a Future of Wealth Summit, just to make sure that you guys are still thinking about us, especially with all the turmoil that's going on right now. Yeah, you guys think you have it bad? Just wait for us. And so, it's really interesting being that at the end of the day, education is the bedrock of everything. We're still in school. Me and Zach actually are skipping school today to be here. And what we've really been doing with Testify is building applications that we wish existed when we were starting out in middle school and high school. These are applications that could have really benefited us as students, and we want to help millions of kids coming behind us to be as benefited, especially with this transforming change of technology. So, I guess transforming education. My name is Femi Adebogun. And one of the biggest problems we face today in technology and education is that 45% of students are not engaged in the classroom. I will tell you from my personal experience, from Zach's experience, from experience of all of our peers, we may be smart on one end with our SAT scores and standardized tests, but in class, we're bored. In fact, 19% of these kids that aren't engaged just don't even come to class anymore. It's actually such an issue that at the end of the day, wealth isn't something that we're thinking about, just trying to actually pass these kids through high school. The second problem is that it takes teachers 3 to 4 months to actually effectively understand their students. 3 to 4 months, I don't know how long it's been since you guys have been in high school, but 3 to 4 months is already to the second semester. By 3 to 4 months, you've already lost these kids. You've lost kids like me, you've lost kids like my co-founder, Zach. And so, Gallup poll in 2013 said that if kids agreed with 2 statements, my school is committed to building the strengths of each student, and I have at least one teacher who makes me excited about the future, they were 30 times more likely to be classified as engaged than kids who strongly disagreed. 30 times more likely. That's 30 times more kids actually graduating. 45% of kids aren't engaged. That's 22.5 million students in America. As America is one of the greatest countries that my parents left Nigeria to come to, it's absurd for us. And so what we've done, our solution is called the Mind Map game. It's a 15-minute game that students can play on their mobile phones, computers, or tablets. And from that game, we're able to build a profile of a student. We can understand who you are as a person. I can understand that you want to be a banker when you're older. And I can understand that how you best consume knowledge. And then we provide this information to the teachers in the first week of class. What we're doing is that we're helping teachers make those fundamental connections early on. If I know my teacher knows me, I'm not gonna mess around in that class. I'll tell you as high school seniors, the teachers that made me most excited about my future, that taught me that a chief executive officer is a real thing, that's amazing. And in underserved communities, low-income communities like I'm from, we don't see that type of stuff. We don't see the bankers, we don't see the doctors, we don't see the architects, we see the guys on the corner, we see guy running a convenience store that's supposed to be our grocery store. We don't get to see a lot of the things that everyone else in higher income communities get to see. Even products like ours that try to personalize education, our schools can't afford it. And so what we've done with MindMap is that it's a low-cost and painless solution that schools can add to better understand and engage their students. Our mission at Testify is really just creating immediate and more personalized learning experience for all students just like us. Here's how the MindMap game works. If you want the detailed explanation, you can read. If you want how I think it works, which I know it works very well, I'll tell you. As a student, I play this game that's on my phone. Though we say computers and tablets, I'm going to be on my phone. I'm going to play this game, and I understand a questionnaire that's being asked of me. It's gamified, so I actually get to see my score ranked against my other friends. So I'm going to finish this game, and especially so I can beat Zach. And so once I finish playing this game, on the back-end side, we have a proprietary algorithm. It's actually patent pending at the moment, and we collect and analyze over 130 points of data about students, their personality traits, their career interests, and their learning styles. And then all of this data is provided to teachers in a friendly and very well-designed dashboard. In fact, here's a little bit of the game right now. With this 10,000, we would actually like to sponsor 5,000 kids to use this program free of charge in Baltimore City Public Schools. And even with the profits that we would get, we'd like to sponsor a coding bootcamp for kids just like me so that they can see that they can reach their full potential. Thank you very much.
All right, judges, questions that you have for Femi and Testify?
No questions?
No questions, okay.
Femi, that was a great presentation.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Take a deep breath.
Thank you.
I understand the program and the application. Question, I don't know if this has come up, but as you're introducing this program and kids are going on and giving this information, and then ultimately there's analysis that's being done and it's presented to the school or the teachers in some way. So first question is, can you describe that process? Like, how do you take the information and when you deliver it to the school, in what format do you deliver it? And then the second part is, are there any privacy concerns that you've run into on the part of the students by looking for this information?
Yes, definitely. So we've brought onto our team a psychologist, a licensed psychologist with a PhD in behavioral psychology, who helps us create and validate the items that we're asking students. So it's not just like random questions that we throw in there. So from there, we're using very standard research-backed psychological models that we use to analyze these responses and now present to the teacher. And we also don't let the teachers, we don't just give it to the teachers to interpret, we interpret it for them so that we don't have any biases that come up. And we also give them recommendations on how to best use this information to engage the student in the classroom. On the privacy, before we even started writing a line of code, we went to go meet a school district, Baltimore County Public School District, one of the most forward-thinking. And the biggest thing was privacy and data security, and we invested heavily into making sure all of our practices, all of our code, all of our servers are the most secure that we can possibly make them. On the side, as a student plays the game, once they're finishing the responses, it's automatically being calculated, the values that come about from the responses.
Thank you.
Femi, well done.
Thank you.
Great presentation. Quick question around the extent to which teachers are actually implementing and using this information or the analysis and recommendations you're providing, and what do you see as like the potential risk if that information is not used, but the students are giving this opportunity for being almost more disempowering if you've kind of given a bit of yourself and it's not provided back to you?
So one of the big things is students actually get to see this information so they can use it for themselves. Second, we have 8 classes, and so we do realize there's still the old grumpy teachers who think technology hate technology or don't want to advance, but we do believe that many of the teachers that are coming in are forward-thinking, are younger teachers who will want to use this information to make themselves more effective. Because it's not just about the students, but it's about teachers being able to connect with them and become more effective in their teaching. Your second question, we actually are launching August of this year because we launched in the beginning of each school year. And so I'll have that in a report for you later this year.
Great answer. My question, as a behavioral researcher, I'm actually genuinely curious. Can you speak to, you don't got to go through all of them,
Yeah.
but some of the traits that, that you're gathering?
Yes, definitely. So we can understand your artistic traits. Are you entrepreneurial? I can understand if you are open to experience and open to change. In fact, the first question that we ask for is, do you want to live in different cultures, or would you love to experience new cultures? We're also able to understand different career interests that a student would be, and as well as the way that they best consume knowledge. So are you a practical learner where you have to do this and you have to mess up to learn, or are you one that just needs to listen to the teacher and you got it?
Fantastic. All right, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Femi.
Thank you.
Please give another round of applause for all of the finalists: Grant, Thomas, Miles, Femi, and Zach. All right, judges, are you ready? All right. We are going to go back to the judges' room, and we'll deliberate and do a scoring, and then we'll come back to the audience.